I'm going to show you the amazing process of making millions from old whiteboard pens. I can tell you how rich you are by the number of pens you have, specifically whiteboard pens. So look around. How many do you have? I can see probably about 60 here. I don't know about you, but if you don't have any, run to Walmart right now because by the end of this video, you will need them. Matter of fact, I've been using this whole whiteboard pen to millions for over a decade. And I'm no different than you, dude. I'm just a gamer trying to game, trying to use those competitive skills to make some internet money as well. Maybe the only difference is I've never had a job because I've had these pens, man. I've had these whiteboard pens. This is actually how I automated my trading as well. Many of you may know me as Moondev, the automated trader. I have over 1,700 hours of automated trading videos on my YouTube channel. I am an algo trader, but it all started with these whiteboard pens. So the plan is to show you step by step how to use old whiteboard pens to make millions. So grab them now if you have. And if you don't, please go order them or whatever. Okay, so after you have your pens, this is the first step, dude. And this is a hard step. This is not normal for most people, and I get laughed at for this all the time. But you must block out at least 1 day per week. 1 day per week just for you.
To be happy about.
Just for you.
Job's not finished. Job finished? No, I don't think so.
And do not quit until the job is finished. So you have step 1, get your pens. Step 2, block out 1 day per week, uninterrupted, 4 to 6 hours. You can have all for yourself and your pens. Okay, 4 to 6 hours. You got that blocked out. You got your pens. Okay. And I mean, just by yourself, dude. No computer, no phone, no grandma, nothing. Just you and your pens. Now, this step is sometimes expensive, but I'll teach you a free way as well. If you can afford it, go get yourself a whiteboard. Those can kind of be expensive. So if you don't have one of those, I'm sure you have a window. Just use your window. Okay, you got your pen, you got your window or your whiteboard. And hey, dude, if you are just like you're in between, I want to use a window and buy one of those expensive whiteboards. I'm a millionaire and I use these $9 whiteboard paper and I just post it on my wall. And dude, it's so ghetto. I've got bubbles all over it. But all that matters is you have your pen, your whiteboard, or your window. And your time. You have to have your time. You have to have your time, dude. You must have your time. And that is a very, very important part. You must have that uninterrupted, no phone, no computer, no nothing. No friends, no family. And I'm serious about these distractions, man. When I first got with my girlfriend, you know how they want to be over all the time. I had to sit her down and be like, hey, I'm sorry, sweetie, but Sundays and Wednesdays, I can't kick it. I'm sorry. I need to partake in this ritual that made me rich. So Sundays and Wednesdays, they're all mine. I know some of you might be like, oh, must be nice not to have kids. Oh, I have kids. Whatever, dude. Google all of the biggest billionaires you know, and they all became billionaires after they had kids. So please stop being a hoe and grab your pens. Now you've got your pens, your whiteboard, or your window. At least get some paper and make sure you have some time. Block out this same time every single week. You can start turning those pens into millions. And this is how, dude. All right? You got your pen, you got your window, you got your whiteboard, whatever. And you got your time, most importantly. Sit there and stare at that whiteboard. If this is your first time, stare at that whiteboard and write down every single thought you have, good, bad, ugly, maybe just a word or two for each thought, idea. Write down any problems that you're encountering, whether that's in your life or work, your business, whatever. Write down any solutions to those problems. Okay, now you got problems, you got solutions. Write down any websites that you've used recently, maybe some apps, things that you use, you know? Write down any businesses that you've frequented, any restaurants you've gone to. Write down any videos you found interesting, TikToks, IG posts, whatever. You had some dreams last night, write those down too. You got an idol, dude, write that name. Who's your idol? Put him on the board. You had a nightmare, you're scared of something, you scared of something in life? I am too. Write it on the board. Write it all on the board. This is day one. If this is the first time you got your pens, you're trying to make cash, okay. Write it all on the board. Write down anything to get going. It doesn't matter what it is. You're building the habit first. The habit is the important thing. I'm telling you, dude, my friends laugh at me. They're like, oh, Moon, he can't do anything on Sundays and Wednesdays because he's thinking. Okay. Yes, I'm thinking. I'm thinking about my future. What do I want my future to be like? What do I want to attack? Like I said, every single idea you've seen on this YouTube channel has come from these pens. Literally every single word you've heard from me has come from these pens. The first goal is to build this habit of outputting ideas instead of just inputting information. You see, right now, there's an epidemic. We're all just scrolling all the time, whether it's short form videos like on TikTok or YouTube or whatever, IG, tweets, just scroll, scroll, scroll. Input, input, input. Not your ideas, not your ideas, not your ideas. Social media, dude, constantly consuming fast food, fast food, fast food, more and more and more. It's taking up all your brain space, bro. But in order to make millions, you must be a producer of ideas, not a consumer. If you're going to consume all day, you'll never produce anything. But not just that, not just a producer of ideas, someone who takes action on those ideas, but by taking just one day a week, just to think and think about you. What do you want in this life? You're becoming a producer instead of just a consumer. If you want to be rich, you need to spend more time producing than consuming. Building this one habit, it's one simple habit of one day a week, dude. Constantly writing on the whiteboard every thought, every idea, every problem, every solution, everything. And guess what? Those thoughts, they will become ideas. Those ideas, ideally you execute on them and they become businesses or projects, or an app idea turns into something you actually release, or a trading idea turns into a bot, dude. Remember? If you've been here for a while, you know my RBI system: research, backtest, implement, research, backtest, implement, research, whiteboard, whiteboard, whiteboard. Oh, here's the idea. Let me think this through. Let me write it out. Okay. Then the next day I'm here, backtesting, back coding. Oh, I'm producing. That's at the end of the day. I'm thinking, then producing. But this simple practice of collecting these whiteboard pens and having them scattered everywhere. I'm talking, I got them on my desk. How many I got on my desk? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 14 more over there. I got a pack of 36 right there. I got this drawer of hundreds right here. In my living room, I have more. They're everywhere. Why? Because those pens have led me to everything in my life. I want to share everything. I'm telling you, I'm sharing everything. Every line of code, everything. The practice of collecting these whiteboard pens and having them scattered everywhere through your house will make you an ungodly amount of money. And you'll never have to work a real job again if you take action on those thoughts. No, some might be thinking, oh, Moondev, I could just do this on my phone, on my notes app. And trust me, bro, I could write 1,000 books off the notes in my phone, but it's not the same. You got texts coming in, you got emails coming in, you got TikTok over there, you got Twitter over there. You can get distracted so easily, and that beautiful thought that you were trying to write down in your phone is gone. It's replaced with someone else's thought, and it's so sad. So while the notes app might be good for like if you're in the Uber or whatever it might be, you need this day. You need this day to remove all distractions, just you and your pens. And by removing all these distractions, you can focus. No computers behind you, nothing. You'll focus and you'll get into the alpha brainwaves where the ideas flow, where your subconscious takes you to the place of ideas that you need to execute. The things that are really deep down and the things you must execute now, you'll put them on that whiteboard and you'll build this habit 1 week by 1 week by 1 week. And guess what? Most of the population, they'll never spend more than 10 minutes thinking in the whole week, like just raw dog thinking. Your competition, they're not thinking, they're consuming. So please, buy yourself a box of whiteboard pens and start telling your friends, your family, hey, I'm unavailable on Wednesdays. I'm unavailable on Sundays. From this time to this time, 4 hours minimum. I like all day, but that's a privilege and I get it. But remember, most billionaires became billionaires after they had children. So we all have distractions. We all have excuses. We all have the friends and my family makes fun of me. Oh, he can't do a call today because he's thinking. Yes, I'm thinking. Yes, I'm thinking. I control my destiny and you do too. So spend that time with these pens on the whiteboard, and when you're done, take a picture.
It's been real. Don't get involved if you ain't gonna die for it. Take this. I bought some hollow tips for your homeboy.
Take a picture so you can save them forever. Then you can pull up last week's whiteboard sesh and the whiteboard sesh before and the whiteboard sesh before. You can start seeing how where it first was just spaghetti on the wall, a bunch of thoughts, ideas. They turn into ideas that you can then execute. So it's about building that habit first. But the biggest key, the next part it's probably the most important part. Executing is easy, but it's also hard for some people. For me, it's easy because I have the habit. I don't know for you, dude. I don't know for you. But I'm telling you, these ideas will be nothing without the execution. So what I'm going to show you today here for the rest of the day is me executing on an idea. I made a bunch of money from these whiteboard pens simply because I jotted my ideas down constantly, and I have a bank of ideas that I'll never run out of things that I can execute on. I've built apps, I've built SaaS, I've built e-commerce businesses, I've built agencies, dude. I'm a full-time algo trader, and it all starts with the R, the research, the back test, and then the implement. So research, okay, I heard something good on a podcast. Word, let me write it down. Oh, I read something good in the book. Let me write it on my whiteboard. Oh, I heard somebody say this. Let me write it on my whiteboard. I've got this list of ideas that I can build into bots, and I will never have to stop because I have so many. And once you find your niche, that's great. Right now, my niche, you know it. I've been full-time algo trading here for almost 5 years now. And it all starts with these whiteboard pens. And the great thing about the execution phase, dude, is it's never been easier to execute ideas. As we have AI now, and it can build anything for us. You just have to have the persistence and the pens. So one idea I have for my whiteboard that I want to knock out today and just show you everything is I have a ton of goals. I have ideas. I have things. I have a schedule I want to stick to. I love the ChatGPT voice assistant. I love it. I talk to her all day because I can learn Spanish through her. I can ask her anything. She can help me strategize all types of things. She can help me build on ideas. And I see the potential behind her. Now, this is just an idea from my whiteboard I'm about to build here, because I don't just, I don't just, I don't make videos, just make videos, bro. I have to get things done. I show you what I'm actually doing. This is an idea I had. I need a voice assistant that knows my goals. She knows my goal, knows my on my thinking days. She knows to log me in on those thinking days. Hey, Moon, I'm not gonna be talking to you too much today because I need to lock you in. So it's like a chat GPT voice mode, but with more context. And I want to go ahead and hack on this idea again, just from these pens. It's a simple idea, and I'm just gonna start building. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna pull up handy dandy ChatGPT. Please go ahead and build me a simple Python script that allows me to do real-time voice conversations with OpenAI APIs. I will use a .env for my API key, and I'll call it OpenAI key. Please send me back the script. Essentially, I should be able to run that Python code, and it will start a real-time stream conversation between me and the AI. I can speak and then she'll respond. I can speak, she can respond. I speak, she responds. There should be a knowledge base, which will simply just be a constant at the top of my code with a string of a bunch of things. And I'll just be able to add to that knowledge base. There should be one script only. Send me back full code. So boom. The pens have led me here, dude. And now we're in a unique time of the world where literally anybody can build anything at any time. So we have AI. So let me go ahead and pull up my GitHub. I'm going to make a new GitHub for this one, buddy. Yes, we're going to say create new repo, and we're going to call this, what are we going to call this? This is going to be voice real time voice assistant. I'm just gonna call it that. That's a boring name, but whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Just step on the gas, please, please, please. That's what I'm trying to get to you today, dude. Is like, just okay. You don't have any ideas? Oh, don't panic, bro. Don't panic. Oh, I have no ideas. Just sit at the whiteboard, get the pens out, dude, and just start writing every thought that comes to your mind. Those thoughts will then get better and better. Better and better, get better and better. Just like Jim Simon says, you have to make your systems better and better. I've been working on this system for more than a decade, bro. More than a decade. This whiteboard pens to cache system, I've been working on it for more than a decade. Okay, so you can see a single file voice real-time chat here with OpenAI. Let's go ahead and say copy path here, copy repo path. And let's go here and say new, then CD up into that B, and then code dot. Okay, sick, dude. We got it in here. I'm going to do non-financial advice for a second because this is not financial advice. But the more important thing, well, that's very important. So just read that. I just need to get my keys up in this B. And I can't show you my keys. Don't show your keys. Please, please, please. Don't show your keys. Please, please, please. Don't show your keys. All right, I'm going to copy this key over here, and I'm going to make it in my .env. .env. Okay. And I'm actually going to copy here, and then paste my .env and rename this to .env example. So you must have an OpenAI key for the next part, but that's okay. They're easy to get. They're free. You got to pay for them, of course, eventually, but I've got my code up here, and you can't see it because here I am. So let's go ahead here and pull up this code. Let's go put a .get ignore here and say slash or .env. Okay, now we get ignored it. So I'm using IDE. My IDE is Cursor, and this is ChatGPT. You know that. You know that, bro. Okay, so let's see what she did. So copy the key in here, open AI key. Let's go ahead and say main.py here. Main.py. Okay, close it. And then I gotta look at my example because it's actually OpenAI key. So let's go change that key here. You can see how it works. Let's read through it real quick. Record your speech from the default microphone until you press enter. Sends the audio to Whisper 1 for transcription. Streams the transcript into the chat history and gets an AI reply. Turns the reply into text or speech with OpenAI TTS endpoint. Let's get on the right system here. And let's go here to TFlow, bro. Okay, there we go. And then here I gotta change my my load.env. It's not correct, remember? So where is that? Where are you, shorty? I'm looking for the API key part. Open AI.
He had a great quote that said, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." And that's something I always live by. You know, I'm not going to rest. I'm going to keep on pushing now. There are a lot of answers that I don't have.
This is
Even
what my
questions that I
.env
don't-
holds as my
I'm just gonna keep
OpenAI
going.
key. Can you fix
Just
this
gonna
code
keep
so
going,
it
and I'll figure
initializes
these
it
things out as
correctly,
we go,
passing in my
and
key
just
for my
continue to build
.env?
that way. So I try to live by that all the time.
Rest at the end.
Rest at the end. Rest at the end. Please, because this is just the beginning. All right, so she's updating it. I just wanted to make sure she wasn't going to show my key. I also want to go, okay, you can see OpenAI. It's not correct. No, not correct, but it's okay. Okay, so you can see failed to initialize. The API key client option must be set either by passing API key or to the client or by setting the OpenAI key environment variable. You had my OpenAI key set up incorrectly, so I went ahead and set it up here. It's in my .env. You don't need to share it on the screen, but you know that I have it set up correctly now. It's just OpenAI key like I have in the code. So you could build anything, dude. You can build anything. You could build anything for the rest of your life. Build anything for the rest of your life. Okay, let's go ahead and say accept here. I had the chat turned off. Ha ha ha. Can you read the chat? Sure, dude. How you doing? I forgot. I forgot to turn the chat on this morning. My bad. Speak now. I'm speaking now. and then I hit enter to send.
That's right. Speak your thoughts, and when you're ready, hit enter to send. What's on your mind today?
Shit, I'm just trying to build out this productivity AI, and that's you actually. And essentially, what I want to do is kind of have this back and forth voice chat with you, but you actually have a knowledge base of what I'm trying to get done in life, and also you know what day it is.
Got it. So you want to have an ongoing voice chat to build your productivity AI, keeping track of your life goals and current tasks. Let's focus on your key objectives. What specific project or task are you looking to tackle today?
All right, this is slick and all, but please show me how I would go ahead and build this into a way where I don't have to put enter anymore. It can just go ahead and submit it when I um stop speaking. I think that's a better way. Like stop speaking for like X milliseconds or X for like 1 second. Yeah. Okay, so she says, well, I'll let her say it.
That's a great idea for seamless communication. Implementing voice recognition with automatic submission typically involves using voice to text software with a built in timeout feature. Here's a general outline. 1. Choose a voice recognition API. Look into options like Google Speech to Text or Microsoft Azure Speech Services. 2. Set up voice activation. Configure the API to listen constantly and detect pauses, e.g., stop speaking for 1 second. 3. Implement timeout logic. When no voice input is detected for the specified duration, automatically trigger the submission of the transcribed text. 4. Optimize for accuracy. Tune the recognition process to minimize errors, keeping user intent in focus. 5. Test and iterate. Collect feedback, refine.
All right, this is slick, but you heard what I wanted. All right, so I updated the code a bit. Don't change it. All my EMVs and stuff work perfectly how my actual EMV works, so don't change any of that. But I want you to update this so I don't have to push enter in order to keep the conversation going. I just have to stop talking for half a second. Can you do something like that? The enter thing kills me, bro. I don't want that. It kills me, dude. Do you have a prompt course or something? I have my Algo Trade Camp. You can join and learn how I do everything. The boot camp is here. Ukrainian Cat, same for you, dude. He said, how can I be involved in your circles groups if I already know how to code and algo trade? You can join the boot camp and there's a members area there. So a lot of people join the boot camp just to be part of the members area, and that's kind of what you're asking, I think. To get involved in my circles and my groups. That's the only group I got is the Discord members area. I keep my circle super, super tight. Let's go ahead and see what Gigi has to say. Here's the same single file script, but the push enter flow is replaced with an automatic end of speech detection. As soon as you stop talking for the recording sample stops and the loop continues. Nothing else was touched. The same ENV, same OpenAI key. Okay, let's run it, B. Let's run it. 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 Let's see how you do now. Hey, how you doing, shorty? The fuck?
안녕하세요, 이덕영님.
Hey.
알고리즘 트레이딩이나 투자 아이디어에 대해 이야기해 볼까요? 어떤 주제에 관심이 있으신가요?
Hey, can you hear me okay? Why were you speaking a different language? Hey.
Sure. Are you looking to develop a trading algorithm, or do you have a specific trading language in mind, like Python or R? Let me know how I can assist you.
Nah, I was asking you if you could go ahead and make sure that I have a... Nah, it seems
like you're
it don't work. I added the new thing to make it so it cuts off after 0.5 seconds, but it seems like it's not working. It'll say speak now twice and I'll start speaking and then it will say speak now again. Please make it a constant at the top so I can play with it of how long I have to stop speaking in order to activate the response to be sent. Essentially what I did was I tried to remove the whole enter thing because the enter thing is for nerds. I don't want to have to push enter in order to speak back. I want to speak continuously to this young shorty. I see what's happening. Let me help you adjust the silence detection settings. The issue might be that either the silence threshold is too sensitive or the hold time needs adjustment. Let's make these more prominent as constants. Thank you. Dev No Life is back. That's awesome. I'm glad you're back. Okay, let's go ahead and run it back. Hey, what's up? Okay. On the first message, right when I run it though, okay, no. Yeah. This is how we're gonna do it. Make sure that if there's silence with no words, then it doesn't send it. So we're only going to send the message, moving on to the AI response, if there are words heard, and then silence. This will avoid something like no words said. And I have to be real quick to say something. You know what I'm saying? Like if I don't, because right now how it's set up is if I don't say anything, right when I run it, it's like, oh, no words heard. And then it sends back and then sends back something in a different language. So there must be words heard and then a pause and then you send it. I like that, dude. This dude is smart, bro. This AI here, he's smart. I get you. You want to make sure there's actual speech before it considers the silence as the end of message trigger. Yes. Let me modify
I'm not afraid to die on a treadmill. You might have more talent than me. You might be smarter than me. But if we get on
that treadmill together,
right? There's two things. You're
getting off first,
or I'm going to die.
Die.
It's really that simple.
It's really that simple, fam. You got ideas? I got ideas too. Who's going to execute them? Me or you? I hope you. But you're not going to outrun me. No way. I'm going to show you everything, though, because it's us versus Wall Street. Nobody else is going to show you this stuff except Moondev. So lock in every time you see me. When am I live? Who knows? Who knows? Better have noties on, bro. Better have noties on. That's all. What's the best way to make $1 billion?
Making $1 billion typically involves scaling a successful business, investing wisely, or creating innovative solutions that meet market needs. For algorithm,
you can see there's some sort of an error here. I want to go ahead and also have a nice little sound that is sent when a nice little sound indicating that we have done record. We're sending the recording, you know, and then a nice little sound that is sent when they're done speaking. So it's a little easier for users to understand. Coach, what up, coach? What do you coach, bro? What do you coach? I love coaches. You're a good person, man. I know you give up a lot for it. You give up a lot of time with your friends, your family, for those kids, man. And You know, I had some coaches that turned me to the man I am today. So what you're doing is a great job, and thank you for doing that for our youth, man. Coaching is not an easy job, and I know you got parents on your head, dude. Everybody wants their kid to play more, yada yada yada. But man, you're a better man than I. I hope to coach someday, but I'm too selfish right now. I'm too selfish, bro. It's my sport too. I love hoops. Glad you're here. Let me go ahead and read your message now. He said, which platforms do you currently use and recommend for backtesting your automated strategies? I like backtesting.py. Backtesting.py. Okay. Oh, sorry. That's not how the internet works. .py. Backtesting.py is my favorite. And it looks like it only has one rating, but I started with Backtrader. Sometimes when you need multiple time frames, you can use Backtrader as well. So these are, I would say, my two go-tos: backtesting.py and Backtrader. Good luck and have fun. Good luck and have fun. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if she can pull up some sound like the. I'll fix the deprecation warning and add sound indicators. Let me first update the TTS streaming method and then add some notification sounds. Yo, what up, caveman? Long time no see, bro. How are you dealing with overfitting? Trying not to optimize as much, then running with tiny size if I think it's not overfit. All right, let's run it. Got a little buggy here. Got a little bugster. Ah, yes. We need to move the sample rate definition before we use it in the sound config. My niggy. Run it back. That sounds awful. That sound is awful. I don't want to hear that ever again. I never want to hear that sound again. So what am I going to do about it? I'm going to change it. I got better sounds than that, bro. I got way better sounds than that. But where are they is the question. They're in this folder here. Untitled Python. Okay. Let's say CD up into that hoe and then code dot. Awful sound it gave me. Here, let's do these aren't much better, but they've got to be better. Not cash register, maybe crack. Maybe that one. Not that one. Not that one, though. Not that one. I think I'm gonna go with this one down here. Where is it? Small crackle. And then also maybe this other one. I mean, these are just temporary. Obviously, these aren't good sounds. Please use these as the two sounds here, one for each. Thank you. And then make sure that it hears some words, not just the sounds, because I think it heard the sound because my sound is loud, and then it moved on to the next. It moved on to the response. So make sure it hears some words, like actual speaking, not fake speaking, not sounds, dude, not sounds. We don't want sounds. Chopper. Send the chopper. Is it possible to snipe tokens before KOL like Gake apes into? Like, can you buy the token before him right when he sends the order by sniping it directly through a Solana webhook or something? Maybe, but that would be fast. That'd be real fast. And I feel like that's more executable on Ethereum because then you can see it in the mempool, but Solana executes so fast. I don't know. So it's a great question, fam. It's a great question. I would tend to say, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to like shoot your dreams down, but I would say it's like a little too fast. Sol's a little too fast for that type of action. I'll update the code to use your custom sound files and add a better check for actual speech versus sounds. Yes. That sounds great, dude. That sounds great. Hey there, what's going on? It should send the... Now it's not picking up any sounds, by the way, so it's not even sending it. But it should go ahead and... Yeah, let's loosen it up a bit. Because it seems to have not got the first thing I said. And we only play the sounds once my voice, my words have been heard. And we're sending it to OpenAI. That's when you play the sound. And then you play the other sound when OpenAI is done speaking. Play the second sound. And those two sounds signify, when I'm done speaking and then when she's done speaking. Also, we got this error. We got this error. I clearly can't say error because they always say AIR. Air versus air. Air versus air. Air versus air. There's air up there, but there's the air right here. I get it. I see it. I guess that's what an accent is. There's air in the sky, but there's an air on my screen. There we go. That was better. There's an error. Okay, let's go ahead and say accept. This is slick, bro. This is so slick because of this knowledge base. I haven't even got into it yet, but make sure the knowledge base always has today's date and day of week. So the knowledge base will always say, this is the current day, time in Eastern. It needs to be Eastern time. And day of week for context. This will allow my assistant to understand they'll understand what day it is, essentially, and time, etc. Because my knowledge base will eventually have specific things that I want to get done in specific days. So this will allow me to just pop her in and be like, yo, let's ride in the day, you know? And it's like, oh, it's 10 a.m. Moon, you better be doing this. Or Moon, let me go ahead and research this because it's 10 a.m. and here's the response, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? So date, time, day of week is very important for the knowledge base. Once I backtest and see the strategy has edge, which platform should I use to run the automation? Are you familiar with Render? If so, should I use it? I'm not familiar with Render, so I'll look it up. But I like connecting. I like connecting directly. Render trading. No, I don't know what that is, dude, but I use Hyperliquid and Solana on chain, so I like connecting directly because I think you have more edge there. Potentially. Most likely. Okay, install pip install pytz, date here, perfect, time or day, time, Eastern time. Okay, you are Trade Talk AI. Moondev's real-time voice assistant. Goals: help Moon refine and execute algorithmic trading ideas, the RBI. Where did you get that from? How do you know that? Where did you get that from, look? Hey, who told you about the RBI? I didn't say nothing about the RBI to you. Keep conversations upbeat and practical. Track long-term objectives and remind Moon when relevant. Be time aware and help maintain daily schedule and goals. Respond concisely and ask clarifying questions when useful. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out. Bob. Ah, yes, we removed knowledge base constant and it's still being referenced in the initial messages. Let me fix that, please. Thank you. Hey there, what's going on?
Good morning, Moon. Not much, just ready to help you with your algorithmic trading ideas and goals for the day. Do you have any specific projects or tasks in mind that we can dive into?
Yeah, what time is it right now?
It's currently 10 a.m. Eastern Time.
So don't
How
waste
can I
it
assist
living
you?
someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Stay hungry, stay foolish.
Let's make that 2 p.m. here. Okay, so like I said at the start of this, it all comes down to ideas, dude. Your ideas can be trash at the start. It doesn't matter. Just get that routine going on, okay? And then block out time for you to be able to do execution. So this is my actual schedule. And this is why I'm sometimes just not here on Sundays or Wednesdays. What up, Nick? This is why I am not here a lot on Sundays and Wednesdays. But let's say I have changed my schedule a little bit and I got a little less tight on how much brainstorming I do because I have so many ideas and I've been doing this for 10 plus years. I'm gonna say I want to see how this works. Okay. So I changed my Wednesdays to the day you actually see me, and my Sundays I did the same. But for this example, what I'm saying is I used to wake up and Sundays and Wednesdays I would take the whole day. I would do 8 hours, 10 hours of just thinking. But I'm obviously onto something with algo trading. So now I spend some of these Sundays and Wednesdays actually coding still. So this is my actual schedule here. So let's say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But for this example, I'm here. It's 10 a.m. I used to not be here at 10 a.m. I am now because my vision is extremely clear. And I now do something like this. It's like 12 p.m., like noon or 1, whenever I'm done with my coding for the day. But for today's example, I want it to see if it can track what day it is. For real. Friday. Saturday's the same. But maybe I'll go just till 12 p.m. on Saturday. But that's pretty much my schedule, dude. Like I said, this has changed a bit to 12 p.m. to 5 or 6 or 7, whatever, 8, 9, 10, whatever. Wednesdays, same thing. I do miss those days. To be honest. But I'm on to something here clearly. And if you're just getting started, I would really suggest a full day. But I know that's a privilege, bro. I know that's a privilege. Because that morning brain hits different. That morning brain hits different. I'm telling you, dude, that morning brain is different, bro. Anyways, for this example, I want to see if it's conscious of what we should be doing. Okay, so essentially, this is going to get super sick. I've already built the whole thing. This came from an idea from my whiteboard. I told you I would show you how to turn these whiteboard pens into millions, dude. This could be a flop, and that's okay. I'm going to have people being like, oh, such a stupid idea, yada, yada. That's okay. I've had tens of thousands of ideas. I've executed on probably hundreds of them, and most of them are bad ideas. But coach knows this. He knows this. If you take 500 shots a day, even if you're the worst shooter in the world, if you shoot like Shaq, dude, if you take 500 shots a day, it does not matter if you make just one out of those 500 per day, but you built that habit to do it every single day. We all know that the next day it's going to get a little bit better. Maybe you only make two out of the 500 shots. That's okay with me. That's okay with me because you're building a habit. You're building a habit, dude. And then eventually after days and then weeks and then months, maybe you're making 50 out of 500 shots. That's okay with me. You don't need to be Kobe yet. You got a habit. Okay, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. They're never going to catch up. They're never going to catch up if you can build the right habits. So I don't care how good or bad my ideas are. I just make sure to spend the time on the whiteboard getting the ideas up. Okay, so yeah, so today I want to go ahead and like build. I want to build today. So show me what I should build here.
Today is Sunday, which is dedicated to thinking, brainstorming, and idea creation on the road to 1 billion. Since you're looking to build, let's first refine and expand on your algorithmic trading ideas. What specific ideas or concepts do you have in mind currently? Let's brainstorm and create a solid foundation for your coding days coming up.
Nah, I'd rather just code today. I don't want to do any brainstorm. I just want to code.
Remember, today is all about thinking, brainstorming, and idea creation. If you're feeling a strong urge to code, let's focus on how we can refine your ideas and get those thoughts into code later this week. What specific idea would you like to brainstorm about now?
Nah, Andre says I should just go get a job. So I don't want to brainstorm or think of any ideas. There's nothing that I can think of that's original out there. I'm just gonna get a 9 to 5 job like Andre suggests.
I hear you, Moon. It can be tough when doubts creep in. But remember, today is all about brainstorming and idea creation. It might help to think of it as exploring new possibilities rather than putting pressure on yourself to come up with something groundbreaking. What if we started by jotting down any ideas you might have, no matter how small or unoriginal they seem? It could spark something new. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are that everybody thinks I can't run up a billion on YouTube. I really thought I could, and I go after it every single day, but then I get people like Andre in here. They're telling me I can't do it, and it just makes me so sad. They told me to go get a job. I've never had a job before. I don't know how to get a job. All I know how to do is use these whiteboard pens to write stuff on the whiteboard and then execute, dude. But they tell me I can't do it. What do I do?
It sounds like you're facing some tough criticism, but remember, building something great often takes time and perseverance. Focusing on your goals is key. Instead of letting others' doubts affect you, let's channel that energy into refining your YouTube strategy. 1. Define your vision. What unique angle or content can you bring to YouTube that stands out? 2. Develop a plan. Consider setting short term milestones to track your progress. 3.
Yo, this is slick, bro. This is slick. Is there a way to make this so it parallel processes so that it can, while it's speaking? Nah, probably not actually, because it'll hear my sound. So I was just wondering if there's a way to make it so I can cut her off from speaking and speak back to her, so it can be more like a natural conversation, and she could hear me and be like, "Yo, oh my bad. Let me go ahead and do that." Also, can we make sure to send in the past part of the conversation for context? So, for example, if I'm going back and forth for a while, I want her to have the context of the last part of the conversation as well. Is that possible to do? Yes, I think it is. So do that. Thanks. This is dope, dude. This is dope. This is an idea I came up with, and I just want a better AI I can talk with. Now, obviously,
2 to 4.
we still got to
Now you're
update
back
it a
at it
bit.
again, 7 to 9. Look how much more training I have done by simply starting at 4. Right? And so now you do that, and as the years go on,
Real-time
the
API.
separation that you have with your competitors and your peers just grows larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. And by year 5 or 6, doesn't matter what kind of work they do in the summer, they're never going to catch up.
Thank you, dude. Reject. Below is the real-time API that we can use in order to go back and forth real easily. Thank you, bro. Nick, have you used this yet? Yo, what up, Art? How are you, bro? Dr. Moondev, think, plan, and build. Yes, think, plan, and build. Think, plan, and build. Build, baby, build. Build, baby, build. Learn, baby, learn. I'll help you implement both improvements, conversation context retention, and real-time interaction using the real-time API. Let's break this down into two parts. First, let's modify the conversation context handling. Now, for implementing the real-time interaction using the real-time API, we'll need to make significant changes to use WebRTC since it's a client-side application. Here's how we can start implementing it. All right, let's see how it do. This is going to be slicker, possibly. Connection failed. I see the issue. The WebSocket connection needs to be created differently. Let me fix that connection. Remember Sesame AI? You tested it last time. I think you can read their documentation for ideas on how you can reduce the time for a response of your assistant. Yo, Asen, good to see you again, dude. Thank you for reminding me about that. Do they have an API? That's sick. Because I did like Sesame. It was nice. Same bug. Who this? Franklin says, where can I find the pricing on the site for the boot camp? It is after you put your email in, because I don't want anybody in there that doesn't want to at least give me their email. Some people will throw a fit about that, and that's good because you're not buying anyways. It's true though. It's true. The people that are pissed that they can't find a price, it's like, oh, you have to put in your email, and it's like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care. I have 1,700 hours of free content, so just to get ahead of that. It's all free on YouTube. Everything's free on YouTube. If you want more, the price is behind the email door. Or you could ask in here and it says $69 a month. But either way, doing good, my brother. Wishing you a happy. Thank you, bro. I hope you're having a great day. Oh, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Getting closer. I see the two issues. The config message type is incorrect, and we're not handling the audio data properly. Let me fix both. Thank you. Bug. Buggity bug. The session parameter is missing, and we have an event loop problem in our audio callback. Let me fix both. Already there. Perfect, perfect. Real-time connection established, connection failed, data. believe this is the actual one we're supposed to be using, the model. And then also we got this error here. What if I wanted to trade on another EVM other than ETH? I have belief in a certain layer 1 and think I could have an advantage because there isn't as many bots like Solana. Nice, dude. Do it. Do it. Do it. There's nothing holding you back, bro. You got this, dude. I think that's a good strategy. Move into another chain if you see an arbitrage or something like that. We're still having a connection issue with the WebSocket. Let's try a different approach using sub protocols instead of extra headers. Speak to ship, building an agentic coding AI assistant. Accept. Let's see real time. Real time. Real time conversations. Learn how to manage real time speech to speech conversations. This could be good. New chat. I get the above bug. Please fix this in my code. Thank you. I put a bunch of the documentation from OpenAI above. How we're initializing the session. Looking at the OpenAI documentation in your code, we need to modify how we create and initialize the conversation session. Let me explain what I'm doing. Fix the session initialization, okay? By properly setting up the conversation session first. Ensure we're using the correct event types and formats. Add proper error handling.
Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life.
I haven't tried Void. If it's cursor, invalid request sent 3000 registered invalid. Real-time voice open AI GitHub. Nah, I'm not gonna try it. If it's the same thing as Cursor, I'm not gonna try it. No reason to. I love Cursor, bro. I love it. But thank you for letting me know about it. They'll eventually start charging you. He said try Void, so I can tell him if it's better or not. Also try Willow, voice to speech recognition with Cursor. Source here. Components, app.tsx, maybe index. I don't know. I'm not a TSX dude. TypeScript dude. I'm just gonna look through all the codes. Logo, index, page, components, utils maybe, conversation, wave, components here. What was that cool little GitHub trick I had? Maybe I wrote it down. In order to download a GitHub into a page, download GitHub into file. GitHub to one file. No, how would I say that? Yeah, it's like this, but there was a website I could go to, or not a website, I could just like put in X before this or something. I wish I wrote that down. Or I wish I had a memory that is bigger than a fish. Because then I could pull this GitHub pages. So it would be in the source. Components, maybe. Button toggle, no. Lib, wave tools, pages, utils. GitHub to markdown. Damn, I wish I would have remembered that website was, or the thing you put on the front of it. OpenAI real-time audio with WebRTC. Seven months ago, JS, index.js. Here it is. This is an example, right? I think this is it. Above is in a working example. Please go ahead and learn from that and then fix this error here. Go ahead and say accept here. Request registered invalid request. Maybe it has something to do with my WebSockets. Please go ahead and debug that. You can uninstall, install whatever you need with the WebSockets to get it working, and then go ahead and run it here in line in order to get this running. You can see the error that I'm continuously having. Maybe it's because I have some WebSockets open on my computer right now that are flowing in data on a different terminal. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. I just want to give you that little extra information. Not too familiar. Not too familiar with how this stuff works here because I'm just a newbie tubie. I've got WebSockets 15.01. Okay. I see you were trying to make a new environment, so I'm just going to make my own new environment and call it voice. Make it an Anaconda environment. Go ahead and just make a new Anaconda environment and call it voice, and then activate that instead of your VENV. I use Anaconda. Install whatever's needed to install and go from there. I'll help you create. Okay, perfect. Create and voice. Perfect. We'll see if this is the error. Conda active voice. Okay. No PYTZ, buddy. No PYTZ. Get that PYTZ in there. I forgot that you can just do this. I forgot you can just run it all in line and just click buttons now. I stopped doing that for a second. I wanted to feel worthy. Same error. Run it. Ah, put GG instead of .com. Interesting. In the URL. Thank you.
You know, it's something that truly exists in all of us. It's very simple. This is what I believe, and I'm willing to die for it. Yeah. Period.
OpenAI API, not from our WebSocket connection. Let me check the OpenAI documentation. Let me modify the code. Yeah, boy. Hello. Conda deactivate. Conda activate voice. Sorry, I did that wrong. Wrong. Where my voice at? I mean, I guess I had to do it that way actually. So we're gonna run it back. New terminal. It's okay. Conda deactivate. Conda deactivate. Conda activate voice. Good thing I'm a data dog. Be real. Copy path. Python. Hey there, how you doing? Hello. You can remove the debugging now, but as you can see here, I got it to this point, which is great, but now it doesn't respond to any of my voice. So like it just sits here and I speak and then it doesn't speak back or anything like that. I don't hear the sounds back or anything like that. Yeah, please fix. Try running the updated code. Let's try running the updated code. Please, please, please. Sample rate. Okay, change that. The audio, PCM. Let me try to fix the code here. Great job. Keep going. You got this. I believe in you. You're the best. We the best. We're a great team. You mostly though, and me, I'm just your Idea guy. It's your idea guy. What video on the channel to get your fingers wet? I have coding experience. Go to moondev.com. You can have this whole roadmap that'll show you exactly where to watch what. If you've already learned how to code, you can skip that one. But how to build a trading bot, here, watch that one. How to get strategies, how to use AI in trading. So this is moondev.com. It's free for now. Yo, what's up? Can you hear me? Hey there, can you hear me, shorty? Wish you the best as well. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you very much. Much love to you. Great, the speech detection is working now. Let me add some more debug information and see what's happening with the audio playback. Please, please, please. Hey there, how you doing? Can you hear me? My ingester signal generator is collecting lick heat maps, CVD, open interest, VWAPs, value areas. What else do you think is important? Linear regression? Could be good. I don't know, dude. I don't know what's in your brain, but those all sound good to me. If it's alpha, it's alpha, but we all gotta attack this differently. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Let me fix that, please. Thank you. Let's go. Hey there. Can you hear me okay?
He had a great quote that said, rest at the end, not in the middle. And that's something I always live by. You know, I'm not going to rest. I'm going to keep on pushing now. There are a lot of answers that I don't have, even questions that I don't have. But I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going, and I'll figure these things out as we go, right? And you just continue to build that way. So I try to live by that all the time.
Rest at the end.
Rest at the end.
Audio is coming from response.audio.delta messages, but we're not getting any audio data. Let me check the sample rate and format settings and also add more debug information to see what's happening with the audio transcription. Franklin says, I just signed up for the boot camp. I'll give it a try. That's fire, dude. That's all I can ask is you give it a try. Try your hardest. Try your hardest, dude. Try your hardest. That's all we can do, dude. That's all we can do is try our hardest every day. I see the issue. The sample rate parameter is not supported. Let me make these fixes. Thank you. Run it back. Hey there. Hey there. Hey there. Now it doesn't allow me to even say anything back. Please go ahead and build me a second file called main2, and main2 will be the exact same as this code, but it won't be using the real time. It will just be using the original idea of where I speak, and once it hears me done speaking, it sends that that to the OpenAI so that she can respond. And after it hears me done speaking, I want it to go ahead and make that sound. And then when she's done speaking back, I want it to make the other sound. So make this main2.py so I have the functioning application that I'm looking for, and I can work on this other part, this real time later. Because it's literally my thinking day. It's my thinking day. It's my thinking day. I can't be coding all day, dude. I can't be coding all day. This is my thinking day. I'll create a simplified version that uses the traditional turn-based conversation approach with OpenAI's regular API. What do you think about a combination between the AI tools plus trading annually? I don't want to wait for some perfect backtest scenario. Free world, bro. Free world. You can build anything. I'm not here to say that I'm God or I know everything. But yeah, just build what you want to build. If the AI is giving you good signals, might as well use it, he says. Do it, dude. Do whatever you want to do in this world, dude. This is your life, not mine. Go ahead at main 2. Let's go see if we got main 2 working. Beautiful. Hey there, how are you?
I'm here and ready to assist you, Moon. How can I help you with your brainstorming and idea creation today?
I actually just want to go to the beach. I don't want to do any work today, so I'm just, well, yeah, what do you think about that? I'm going to code at the beach.
It sounds like you're craving some relaxation and a change of scene, which can actually be quite beneficial for creativity and mental health. Coding at the beach could offer you a refreshing environment to spark new ideas while enjoying the outdoors. Just make sure your equipment is beach friendly to avoid any sand or water damage. How about you aim for a balance? Spend some time soaking up the scenery and then transition to a bit of coding when you feel inspired. It could be a wonderful way to recharge and still make progress on your goals. What do you think?
I don't know. What am I supposed to be doing today?
Today, according to your schedule, is dedicated entirely to thinking, brainstorming, and idea creation from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., with the clear aim of progressing on the road to 1 billion. You're supposed to focus exclusively on
I love it, bro.
expanding
We
your
did
idea.
it. We did V1, V0, V1, V0, whatever you want to call it. Real time coming soon. If you want part 2, just smash the part 2 below. Tell me you want part 2. I'll get the real time done. I think this solves my need for an MVP. I turn these pens, I've got so many of these pens. I turn them into cash every single day, dude. Every single day. As you know, I'm an algorithmic trader, so these ideas are everything. Here's all of the code for what we built today. This is V1. If you want part 2, just let me know below, dude. I'm going to show you all the code. I get the Eastern time
Still to be
here.
happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? No, I don't think so.
I get the schedule here, the settings here, the sound paths here, the chat model here. You can just rewind this, pause this. If you want all the keys, load env, record until silence. This is a beautiful, beautiful app that we built here today with AI. You couldn't build this 1 year ago, 2 years ago, dude. This is a regime shift. And you know what happens in regime shifts. I'm going to show you all the code because I believe code is the great equalizer. I believe if you learn how to code, you could build anything every single day. Every single day. Here's all of the code for you, and I'm outie.